Hi guys, how are you? Hope you had a good afternoon. And here we are ready to watch our math video for today. So go ahead and solve these problems and then we'll check our answers. Okay, these are the answers. Now you know how well you did. Okay, our essential question for this chapter is how do you determine if two numbers or expressions are equal? So we're going to have that in the back of our minds, right, as we go through the lesson. And today we're going to learn to solve division equations by using models and the multiplication property of equality. Okay, just want to remind you really quick, the multiplication property of equality applies to division equations because it's the inverse operation. Okay, go ahead and write the meaning of the word multiplication of property of equality in your notebook. Thank you. If you multiply each side of an equation by the same non-zero number, the two sides remain equal. Numbers: 3 equals 3, 3 times 6 equals 3 times 6, 18 equals 18. Okay, here we have 6 over 4 equals 7. 6 over 4, what am I thinking? X over 4 equals 7. X over 4, if we multiply it by 4, equals 7 times 4. X equals 28. Okay, so don't let this stump you too much. What you're basically doing is the inverse operation, so you're doing the opposite so that they zero each other out and you get X all by itself. Okay, so don't let that throw you off too hard. This can be a bit of a challenge, so we'll try and do some real good practice with this one. Okay, solve a over 3 equals 7 and check your solution. Okay, method 1, to use models. You can model the equation. A is the complete amount, 7 is a portion, and there's 3 portions, okay? So that's going to tell us that 3 times 7 is 21. Okay, method 2, we can use symbols. A over 3 equals 7, and then we'll do A over 3 and multiply it by 3, and 7 times 3, and then we'll get A equals 21 because those two cancel each other out. Check. Okay, so is A over 23, does that equal 7? It does, because 3 would be divided into 21 and that equals 7. Okay, using either method, the solution is 21. Okay, the weight of an object on the moon is 1/6 of its weight on Earth. Ugh, can you imagine how skinny we'd all be on the moon? If an object weighs 35 pounds on the moon, write and solve a division equation to find its weight on Earth. Okay, first we're going to start with our words. The weight of an object on Earth divided by 6 equals the weight on the moon. So W is going to represent weight, and that's for the object on the Earth. So the whole amount of the object on the Earth is 35 pounds. We know that there's 6 parts of it, so we divide it into 6 different parts, each part being 35. That's what we understand from this equation. The whole amount is W divided into 6 parts, and each part is 35. Okay? So W over 6 equals 35. That's how we write that equation. Now what we want to do is get rid of the 6. Basically, we need to do the inverse operation of this. So we are going to need to multiply each side by the number 6. Okay? So W equals 210 because 6 times 35 is 210, and those two canceled each other out because it's the inverse operation. The object weighs 210 pounds on Earth. 1/4 of the students in the 6th grade participate in an after-school sport. If 42 students play the sport, write and solve a division equation to find the number of students in the 6th grade. Okay, so if you're going to draw it out with a bar model, the whole amount is 42, okay, and it's going to be divided into 4 equal pieces. See if you can solve that one. And there you go. That's your answer. All right. Carla is buying ribbon for costumes. She must know it's History Day on Friday, right? She wants to divide the ribbon into 8.5-inch pieces for 16 costumes. Write and solve a division equation to find the length of ribbon that Carla should buy. Let R represent the length of ribbon Carla should buy. R over 8.5-inch pieces is 16. R over 8.5-inch pieces equals 16. We're going to divide each side by 8.5 because that's the inverse operation. Okay, so then we get the variable R equals 100 of R equaling 136. Okay, Carla should buy 136 inches of ribbon. Morgan cut a board into 18-inch long pieces to make a bookshelf. He made 4 shelves. Write and solve a division equation to find the length of the original board. B for board over 18 equals 4. So the answer is 72 inches. How did what you learned today help you answer the essential question? How do you determine if 2 numbers or expressions are equal? Okay, here's some sample answers. Okay, I want you to solve this. T over 9 equals 4 and check the solution. And when you're done with that, you can do your whisk you've already watched. Now you just need to summarize and create a question based on what you saw in the video. Thanks, guys. Have a good afternoon.